Welcome to What's What with Benji, or are we going with What's What?
We're going with What's What.
We're going with What's What.
It's shorter, it's to the point.
And like we can actually, just go What's What on YouTube when we're actually editing, and everyone knows me as What's What anyway. Anyway, I am Benji, obviously, because we all need a catchphrase. And behind the camera, we've got producer Josh. How's it going?
It's good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, but I'm missing some human connection here. When are you going to be on camera? Hey, that was the last take we did things. So what Josh is trying to do is he's trying to dim me every time.
It's the equivalent of cutting your microphone off, but I'm just saying.
He's cutting the light. Moving along. It's been a long time since we've done What's What, because, it's just been busy, COVID. Have you had your jabs?
Oh no! Yep, all three.
I had my third jab recently, and the second one and the third one, I actually fainted both times.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. You know how my body is. I just
fainted on the spot, while getting vaccinated?
No. 8 minutes after I got the jab.
Oh, so you're okay. So you're the reason why we have to wait 30 minutes after getting vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm the problem. Okay. I'm the problem.
Because I try to evacuate right after I'm done. I'm just like, I want to get out of here.
So no. Benji, he's the problematic child, so we have to watch all of you just in case Benji faints.
So how long were you out for?
Not long, just a couple of seconds, but I was gone.
So you were KO'd twice?
Yeah, I was KO'd twice.
Okay.
This is what happens when you get punched too many times. No, it's not that.
You got knocked out, okay. How long were you out for?
Not long, just a couple of seconds.
Alright, so wait, how long? 10 seconds? How long?
5 to 10.
So you blacked out.
It's not like I had a stopwatch. Okay. Alright, so coming up, we've got Mea Motu. We had a nice little chat over Zoom. We also will talk about the WBA top 10 rankings. Do you believe that the top 10 rankings suits the best fighters for New Zealand? We'll talk a little bit about what's happening with Parker and Pampellone. So first, Mea Motu versus Ayisha Abied. Am I saying that right? I'm sorry if I'm very bad at pronunciation. Am I?
I don't know, man. You're the expert.
Thanks. No, I'm very sorry if I mispronounce it. Ayisha, she's absolutely tough because I've seen all three of her fights. She doesn't let her boxers walk over her. She comes for battle. Do you remember those fights?
Yeah, she's tough as nails, this girl, yeah. But she's going up against, a monster.
A monster, yeah. Mea Motu. But her record does not show her skills. She's fought Mea twice and fought Troy Garton, my God. What's wrong?
You've been watching too much UK politics.
Yeah, maybe you.
Yeah,
Troy Garton. She's gonna punch me next, and that will be my next KO. Yeah. Or Terry Batchelor.
You'll be out for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah, out for longer than 5 seconds. So yeah, Troy Garton fought Ayisha, and Ayisha brought her A game, but all three losses doesn't say she's a bad boxer. She's actually quite good. But Mea, she is coming to go for the ultimate 14-year record that Danielle Smith has created. But we'll talk more about that with Mea. Speaking about Mea, here she is. Hey Mea, how's it going?
Good.
That's good. That works. Are you very excited for your fight on Saturday?
Yes, I can't wait. I'm bloody impatient. Finally back in the ring.
Yeah, you got that urge to have that fight on, and now I have to recognize you got your hair going already. It's your fight hair.
You should know me.
I absolutely love it because I used to be green at one point, so that was when I was going through cancer the first time, so I decided to dye my hair green just to give the nurses a laugh, so.
Yeah. Mine has to go with my color.
In case some blood gets on, so it doesn't stain the hair or.
Yeah, you know it.
So, this is the third time that you're fighting Ayisha.
Yes.
And the last 2 times obviously quite different. I remember the first time because I was there commentating on your fight. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Oh, you know, with my mouth, I just can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
But what was different between the first fight and the second fight for you in those two moments?
She definitely brought her aim game on the second fight. The first fight, she was, it was different.
Yeah.
But I found that the second fight, she really brought her game and really pushed and worked really hard to try to defeat me.
Yeah, that's like she kind of like got that taste of boxing, and now she got kind of fully committed into it.
Yeah, she did 100%. She came back. I reckon she came back as a stronger fighter.
Yeah,
second fight. Yeah.
With this third fight, she's got a little bit more experience, obviously, from fighting you twice before, and she's fought Troy Garton. How do you think? Do you think this is going to be a much more tougher fight, or are you just going to walk through her?
I'm hoping to walk through her, but I know Ayisha, she would have been definitely training really hard for this. So, because she knows she's fighting me and she knows I don't muck around. So, yeah, I know her mentality, and she'll definitely be hungry to beat me.
Yeah. How was training into this fight? Because we were going through different lockdowns in the past. We were going from orange to red, and then multiple traffic light systems. How was training leading into this fight?
It was frustrating. It was annoying. I kept getting frustrated because I wasn't able to fight, and I was getting annoyed at the government and how she was operating and calling things. It was just, she made it really difficult for us to train, and then also she made it, what pissed me off the most was that we weren't able to fight. So yeah.
Now you're just ultimately hungry.
Yes, she's made me definitely more hungry to fight.
Which is difficult because you're in the featherweight division. And like, you can't eat in the featherweight division. No, you mean metaphorically hungry. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
But yeah, this is going to be like quite a big historical moment because you're going into what will be possibly your third title for you. And we have this 14-year historical record that Daniela Smith first created. What would that mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. Like, especially, you know, Daniela, she's a legend in my eyes. Like, she's brought female boxing to New Zealand and took it to a whole nother level. So yeah, she's awesome for what she's done for the sport, and I was grateful that I got to train alongside her, and I was also coached by her back in my amateur days. So yeah, I'm excited to break this record. I definitely, thanks to you, gave me the idea for the fight. So I'm going for 5 and I want to break it and smash it. That's always been my goal. So yes.
Let's go through who holds the record, because we obviously know Danielle Smith. The next person that got it was Giovanna Perez, which holds 2 titles in the light heavyweight division from NZNDF and PBC NZ. Then we got Lani Daniels, who is also from up north, who holds light heavyweight and super middleweight. And then you came along to be the 4th person to hold the record in, was it lightweight and super lightweight?
Yes.
Which, in my eyes, if you're not discarding Giovanna at all, but like in a way, it's like we've got 3 Maori women, we've got 3 amazing women, and all of them are coming from Northland. That's absolutely amazing for me.
Well, I didn't know that I didn't realize that they all come from Northland. So that means like awesome to me. I'm like, wow, I'm shocked. I didn't realize that we all came from up north.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and like,
Ngāpuis.
yeah, all Ngāpuis, like this is taking over the country of women's boxing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, you just shocked me there. That's awesome. Yeah.
I do that every single time I see you. It's like, another fact.
You always got something new for me.
So, and then like it comes from like the next record to beat from that will be the Sean Sullivan record, which is the. So I was just corrected when I was doing my research. He had 7 titles in 5 weight divisions.
7.
7 titles in 5 weight divisions.
Oh, I definitely can make that happen. If there's girls out there to fight.
That's just New Zealand titles, because he went from welterweight to light heavyweight, but and that's the titles that he jumped between. He also fought at heavyweight, but he didn't actually get a title in there. But still, is that what you're wanting? Just collect them all?
Yeah, collect them all, definitely, 100%.
Yeah,
I'll do even better. I'll get a world title.
A world title.
Better.
Be the third woman fighter to get a world title from New Zealand.
Yes. Oh man,
we'll break that record by getting 2 world titles.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You're just giving me more and more ideas. Stop it.
Just hungry. Poor Isaac Peach. I'm just dipping into his wallet by giving you his ideas. Last moment. Sorry.
Sorry.
There we go. Yeah. And we're back. What was that? What was that last bit?
Oh, my poor coach. He's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this headache girl.
Benji, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So,
stop giving her ideas. Nah. He likes the ideas too.
I want them all.
He wants the same.
So I was thinking, with Giovanna and with Danielle Smith and even with Lani Daniels, they have this important legacy with not just world titles they fought for, including Lani Daniels when she actually fought Giovanna for the world title. What do you want for your legacy? What do you want people to remember you by?
I want them to remember me about the fighter I was, and that mainly to encourage others that want to do the sport or that are already in the sport, to inspire them that they can do it as well. That's the biggest achievement for me, knowing that, if I can do it, then surely they can do it. Just believing in themselves. That's the biggest legacy I want to leave behind, is that they can follow into my footsteps. I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for all the other fighters out there.
And New Zealand is we've got better female fighters.
100%. We have awesome female fighters, but they just lack in the belief. I truly believe, and they're afraid to give it a go. Don't be afraid to give it a go. That's what sporting's all about. Have faith.
See, isn't there a song "Don't Be Afraid"? Or there's probably lots of songs. Does that be your next theme song? Walking to the ring.
Oh, don't you worry, my theme song's coming.
How do you choose your theme songs when going to the ring?
My cousin. Des Ryder. He wrote a song for me this time that I'm coming. So tomorrow the song will be released, which I'm excited for. And it's if you really listen to the words, it's all about me and how I got myself to where I am now,
Your journey.
It's my journey. It made me emotional when I heard it. It was heartwarming because it really speaks who I am. And he's done an awesome job. And, this, in the chorus, it talks about, I've got the whole whānau behind me, backing me. And that's what I'm all about, I'm all about my family. Has always supported me from day one, no matter what. And they've always been there. And family is not just through blood. Family is even at my gym, my supporters, my fans. That's family to me. The ones that back me and support me from day one, and they empower me to be stronger, and they make me more determined to even get this world title.
Yeah. Now, you've got so many fights booked before it's even the end of the year. It's just the beginning of the year. You've got obviously Ayisha, that's coming up. She's frozen. Oh, there we go. We've got Ayisha that's coming up this Saturday. We've got Good. There we go. We got Jenkins on in March. Is that fight still going ahead?
No, that one's going after. That won't be probably till later on. Yeah.
And then we've got Baby Nansen as well. You got a busy year like ahead of you already.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah,
I love fighting. I'm passionate, and as long as I can get the fights in,
as long as you get that
counts.
fight. Yeah.
What happened?
So, what's your message for all your fighters these 3 fighters that are coming ahead? We've got the 2 rematches and the Baby Nansen fight. What's your message?
I'm going to beat them. No matter what.
Now there we go. We've got the song for you. We've got the Mulan song. Let's get down to business.
Yes, you said it. I ain't mucking around.
That's that. After this fight, maybe you can use that song for the Jenkins fight or the Nansen fight. Yeah. All right. It's always lovely to see you, and I'll be watching very closely on Saturday. What is your prediction for Saturday?
What is my prediction?
Your prediction.
My prediction is a KO.
Yes, we're hungry for a knockout because we need more knockouts from you.
Yes. So yeah, definitely.
The middle of the fight, early in the fight.
Middle of the fight.
That's
my prediction. Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
I'll leave you to your 5 children that you're just, running around. And
oh my gosh.
We'll have a talk after your next fight.
Yes, I'd love that.
Yes. Get you back on GladraP.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Everyone,
she's missing us. She's missing us. Yes.
Of course I am.
Yeah, we're the most entertaining interviews out of all the ones you do. I see you're so busy. You got your own press tour.
I know. There's so many. I can't keep up. I'm like, what the heck?
Do you have to do the calls in the at the midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes with those press calls?
Oh nah. Thank goodness for that.
They can wake up for me.
yeah. It's normally like midday, which is perfect for me. Yeah. So that's good.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the fight, and we'll see you here after the next fight.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Hey.
And this is Mea Motu, I should say. All right, so thank you for Mea for hanging out. She's absolutely lovely, isn't she? Moving on to the WBA, they've recently released a thing where they believe the top 10 best New Zealand fighters that's ever came out of boxing. Well, it's coming from WBA as well, which is interesting, and I'll tell you why it's interesting at the end of the top 10 list. But the thing is like, I'm not saying I'm against having a list. I'm not saying that these boxers do not deserve on a list, and by God, I haven't done enough research to go combat the list. However, there's certain parts in the list that are like maybe someone should be lower, someone should be higher, maybe this person shouldn't be there at all. But some of it doesn't make sense. And what are they judging this off? Is it judging it seems that a couple of these fighters are judging both amateur and pros, where I thought we're just talking about pros here with WBA because they're only focusing here. But let's go. And number 10 is Harry Lang. I'm sorry if I bugger up the pronunciation. He is the first heavyweight New Zealand champion back in the early pre-1900s, so late 1800s. I don't know much about his record. He didn't have that many notable fights, but again, I don't have much knowledge in that department. Number 9 is Sean Sullivan, very deserving of to be in the top 10. He's as I spoke with Mea before, we were talking about his record that he created for New Zealand boxing in the pro ranks. He won 7 national New Zealand titles in 5 different weight categories. I mean, that's amazing by itself, and on top of winning multiple major regional titles and being ranked. So again, he could be actually on the list and I'll be fine. Number 8 is Torpedo Billy Murphy. He won the world featherweight title. He definitely deserves to be up there. Jimmy Thunder is number 7. We know who Jimmy Thunder is. You know Jimmy Thunder. You know what he's famous for.
No. I mean, I know.
Okay,
him, but
Jimmy
I don't know
Thunder
what's his
has a record. It's not the world record now, but he has a record of knocking out a boxer in 13 seconds in a heavyweight fight. He's also won the IBO heavyweight world title quite a long time ago, but you know, he's quite notable for those two things. And he was a massive puncher, like Mike Tyson, David Tor, a massive puncher. So, you know, you can see all that stuff on YouTube. It's easy to assess.
Okay.
Then coming to number 6, and this is where things start getting tricky. Number 6 is David Tor. Now, this is the part that David Tor is like considered the best fighter to never have won a world title. So him being at number 6 and not at like the top 3, what do you think?
To me, I think they got that one wrong. Like,
Yeah.
He definitely should be maybe top 5, top 4, top 3, something.
Yeah,
But 6, okay, interesting.
Number 5 is William Byron. He's notable for going for a world title, but he actually has not won a world title against, what's his name, Gene Tunney, I think, the fight that he went up against. I don't know much about him. I can't really say if he's worthy or if he isn't worthy, but you know, I don't know much about him, so I can't really go against it. Number 4 is David Nika. So we know David Nika's accomplishments. He's got 2 Commonwealth Games gold medals. He's got a bronze medal in the Olympics, but he's only got 2 pro fights under his belt. So again, this comes with this list. Is this judging off amateur or his pro career? And it doesn't make sense if WBA are looking at solely their pro careers for David Nika to be there. So, what do you think?
Definitely an amazing fighter.
He is an amazing fighter, best skills, and I really think he could actually become the best boxer in New Zealand history.
Correct, but like he could be, but I don't know whether he's proved anything yet.
It's what we call. So I'm a Wikipedia
in the pro ranks.
Yeah, I'm a Wikipedia editor, and saying could be is what we call crystal balling. So like, we can't judge things or rate things under what we call a crystal ball, seeing in the future, thinking,
yeah, and it's kind of like jinxing it,
Yeah, exactly. Because like he had 2 amazing fights, he could lose the rest. Not that saying he's good. He's training with Parker and his team now, so.
Oh, he's doing everything right.
He's doing the best things he could possibly do. Sorry, Cairo George. I think he's probably going to be knocking on my door saying he is the best fighter.
Oh, he's good. Don't get me wrong. We're not putting
he's
down
not
his
there yet. Number 4, Number 3 is Ted Morgan, who won the gold medalist at the Olympics. His pro record is 11-2. So his pro record has nothing really fantastic. It's the fact that he won a gold medal at the Olympics for boxing is the thing that's putting him at number 3. And I guess there's not real tally that says, are we judging by his amateur record or his pro record? Because
it's a bit all over the place.
The pro record kind of lets that down. So even though he won the gold medal at the Olympics, I think he should be much higher up the list. Tom Henney, Tom Henney, he was ranked number 1 on BoxRec at one point as for New Zealand. Now David Tor is number 1. I think he's been in a lot of media and historical books for boxing for New Zealand. Having he's from born and raised in New Zealand. I think he actually won a world title at one point as well. So I think he's deserving of the top 10.
So WBA has this ranking. Does BoxRec have a ranking of their own?
Yes, they have a computer-generated pound for pound ranking that
for New Zealand
for all countries and all across the world. So
I guess we need to compare what that one is.
Well, these names are on the list, but I wouldn't say they're in the top 10.
Just different order.
Yeah. I wouldn't say even different order. Well beyond. So I'd probably say that Sean Sullivan will be much down in the top 15 more than the top 10.
Because how many people do you think were involved in the WBA rankings? Like who do you think was involved in giving this?
I think this is just one person having an opinion, and the WBA is publishing it.
Yeah. So BoxRec is probably where you want to look at maybe for a better.
in saying that though, BoxRec has their own problems with computerized rankings, as well as any sort of rankings that could possibly be created. So
it's not like a voting thing. It's not like where people go in. And...
No, BoxRec's completely computer generized. So,
okay.
And finally, number 1 is Joseph Parker, which has won a world heavyweight title.
Totally agree. Yep.
Yeah, but would he beat David Tua in his time?
That's the question, right? That's the ultimate question. Yeah.
Now you might ask me, or you might not ask me. Josh asked me anyway. What would I put in my top 10?
Yeah, Benji.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't have enough research for me to actually say this. But I know who I'd put definitely in there. I mean, like, of course you want Jimmy Thunder. And like this doesn't even take into consideration the women's fighters. Like we've got Giovanna Perez, who light heavyweight world title. Danielle Smith, the first ever IBF world champion. Like first ever, by the way. Like no one before Danielle Smith has won the IBF title. Of course, Joseph Parker, David Tua. I think David Tua would be top 3. And don't forget, very sorry if I bugger up this name, Marcelino Masoi, who won the WBA World Middleweight title. I mean, like, how can you forget that? And it's WBA that created this list. It's like, you forgot that. Like, and some of these boxers that they put in aren't even New Zealand born, so they can't even use that as their like, oh well, Marcelino is American Samoan born, but like he lives in New Zealand and is a New Zealand resident, so.
But if it done any good, at least, you know, it puts some light on these boxes, you know, who might have been forgotten. Yeah. So it's good, you know, like I didn't know the thing about the gold medalist, like, so if it
1927, by the way.
Yeah, well, at least it keeps their memories alive, if it does anything at all, this list.
We're talking about who's in his camp, that it's become New Zealand's home away from home for boxers. We've got Parker, as we know. We've got David Nika that's in the same camp, but we also got Sonny Bill Williams that's joining them, as Sonny Bill Williams is getting ready for his fight against Barry Hall. You know who Barry Hall is, right?
Nope.
Rugby league player. Was he? I'm pretty sure he's a rugby league player. He actually drew with Paul Gallen.
Which country?
Australia.
Oh, he's an Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
But yeah, he drew with Paul Gallen, which, you know Paul Gallen. He's quite
of course,
very impressive with his boxing skills. Even though he wasn't originally a boxer, now he's a boxer. He's done quite amazing stuff in boxing already. And I'm hoping to see more from Paul Gallen and maybe a Sonny Bill Williams fight with Paul Gallen. But it's Barry Hall versus Sonny Bill Williams, and we're very excited for that. And it's great to see Sonny Bill Williams taking this seriously and going over to train with Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, David Nika. I mean, go take your hat off for the guy. So, finally, we're going to wrap everything up with Parker versus Pampellone, John Parker versus Jerome Pampellone. That event was to die for, because, like, have you ever seen a boxing event at the tennis arena, Josh?
Tennis arena? No.
No, this is like a big open space. Like, it'd be the first time in like years that we had an open space boxing event.
Wow.
Like, it has happened. Last time was in Christchurch, where we had Josh Ty versus Reese Papuni. But before then, it would have been a lot more longer since we had open air boxing. And this is going to be on TV as well. I was very excited for it. But
which channel?
Which channel?
Yeah, like Sky Sports.
Unfortunately, it got postponed because of the COVID things. It was unrealistic to have it go on being under red levels. It could only go on if it was on orange. So yeah. So unfortunately, that's been postponed, but it had such a juicy card on it as well, because we had obviously John Parker versus Jerome Pampellone, Kiki Toilatali versus Julius Long.
The
rematch, which ended in a draw. We had Nicholas Charalumbus coming for a return, and Shay Brook versus Marcus Hayward, I believe, was possibly on the card for a rematch themselves. So it was like so good, and then it got postponed.
Anyway, keep us updated when it
Benji, keep us updated. You know, it's been on stuff multiple times, which I'm glad that mainstream media is actually covering it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's our show. That's pretty short, actually. Was it short?
Yeah, it's good. You know, you got to keep it. I think you got to keep it in bite-sized pieces.
Bite-sized pieces.
I was gonna say, you know, like it's interesting seeing Sonny Bill training with Joseph Parker, because initially remember they were calling each other out for the fight. They offered.
Oh my God!
They offered Sonny Bill $1 million.
About that.
Yeah, they offered Sonny Bill $1 million.
Yeah,
right?
I remember. Now that you mention it, I now remember it.
Yeah,
But
this is early on in his career, though.
my dear God, this is the first time that's ever happened that Josh is giving me facts that I completely forgot. Like,
right.
I'm. You know, this was around the time where they were trying to get
I would have loved
Joseph
to see
Parker.
that. Yeah.
Joseph Parker versus Shane Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a juicy fight, but it wasn't going to happen. So they tried looking for Sonny Bill Williams instead, which was also a very juicy fight, which would have made some bank as well. But I think a lot of people didn't take Sonny Bill Williams boxing very seriously at some point, and a lot of people looked down on him a bit. So him actually taking it seriously and showing he's taking it seriously by training with the best kind of actually shows how well of a amazing athlete he is and how serious he's taking it. So
And it shows that he's tuned in, like he knows what's going on, like even though it's not his main sport, but he knows where the best is, he knows who to train with.
yeah.
And I wonder like how I want to see what kind of performance each of them put on, you know?
Yeah, and like comparatively how it was before, because Sonny Bill Williams, we couldn't see the fight because they didn't film it, but he recently had a fight with that with Waikato, and Waikato is a boxer in Australia who has a similar record to Daniel Maxwell, who recently made his return against James Porter, by the way. And this is James Porter's retirement fight. James Porter is a Kiwi kickboxer and boxer who fought at Super 8 once here, who mostly fights in Australia. So James Porter, New Zealander who lives in Australia, had his retirement fight, went up against a New Zealander, Waikato, and Waikato won, which shocked everyone, and that was Waikato's first title, was the Australasian title, so good on him.
No, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, it was completely shocked to me, so yeah.
There you go. That's why we do this, man.
That's why we do this.
Yeah,
We get
what's
the
what?
facts.
We find out what's what.
What's what. So yeah, hopefully we can get this done more regularly and like weekly, fortnightly, get more content out there. Maybe we'll start putting stuff on TikTok, like all the best bits, all the funny bits, the bits. So yeah, thanks for coming. See you next time.